This is homework set 26. We're going to do problems 9 and 10. Question 9. This one is similar to question 8, but we just have a different function. Our last function in 8 was just that f of x was negative x. Now we've got this quadratic. F of x is 3x squared plus 3. That is, here's what f tells me to do. Whatever I put in, I square it, multiply by 3, and then I just add 3 to that result. So let's take a look first at part A. So all I've done is I've just rewritten it down here. F of x minus f of a all over just x minus a. Now there's f's involved here, so there's some computations. So first of all, let's get this one. What do you do with the x? Well, you put it into f. Here's f. Well, in fact, here's f of x is already there. F of x is 3x squared plus 3. So I'm going to write 3x squared plus 3 minus, there's the minus sign, right? Here's the minus, that's the minus. Now, f of a, what do you do with the a? Well, you apply f to it. So f is, think of it as a processor. You put it into that processor, what does it do? Right up here. Replace that x with an a. Right, that x has been replaced with an a. So replace all the x's with an a. So I'm going to get, now quantity, there's more than one term, use parentheses to get it all. 3a squared plus 3. Okay? Now we've got the numerator computed, and the bottom, no computation, it's just x minus a. All right, now let's simplify this numerator. We'll get 3x squared plus 3. Take the minus sign through. Minus 3a squared minus 3 all over x minus a. Now, plus 3 minus 3, that cancels. And I'm left with 3x squared minus 3a squared over x minus a. But it's a fraction. You always have to ask yourself, can I reduce it? And to reduce a fraction, you factor and cancel. Well, I notice that there is a 3 common to each, right? I got a 3 in each. So I'll do it right up here. Take the 3 out. What are you left with? X squared minus a squared. Oh, difference of 2 squares over x minus a. And now you can factor this one. Difference of 2 squares. So bring the 3 along. Write your 2 parentheses. Unsquare. X and x. A and a. One's plus, one's minus. All over x minus a. And now those x minus a's cancel. And we are left with 3 times the quantity x plus a. We've got it. Part B, here's that difference quotient again, but instead of a's, we have x's. So what are we going to do with this f of x plus h? Well, f is a processor, right? You put something in, it does something to it, and puts it back out, puts something out. So what do we put in? X plus h. So here's f, right here. That x has been replaced with x plus h, so replace that x with x plus h. It will look like this. 3 quantity x plus h squared. And then I still have that plus 3, right? Be careful. It's 3, oh, I'm over here on the left. 3 and then x plus h squared plus 3. Now, minus, there's the minus. Get that minus sign. F of x itself. Well, f of x is right here. 3x squared plus 3. So, but more than one term, so get parentheses for all of it. 3x squared plus 3. All of that's divided by h. All right, let's square this binomial here. So square it. So we'll get 3 times, now, parentheses, square it. Square the first. Multiply the 2 together. xh, or hx, it doesn't matter. xh, I'll write hx in alphabetical order, but you double it. You multiply them together, xh, you double it. You get 2 of those hx's, and then you square the last. Plus h squared, plus 3. Now, remove those parentheses. Minus 3x squared, minus 3, all over h. Let's remove those parentheses. Take that 3 through. We'll get 3x squared plus, that's a 2 there, 6hx plus 3h squared plus 3 minus 3x squared minus 3 all over h. Okay, let's see where we are. I've got 3x squared minus 3x squared. I've got plus 3, minus 3. So here's what's left. 6hx plus 3h squared, right? These are the only terms left, those two, all over h. Now, the numerator's got h's common, so take out the h, what's left? So factoring, if you take out the h, what's left? 6x plus, now there's a 3, but there were 2 h's to begin with. I removed 1, so there's 1 left, all over h, and assuming h is not 0, that's going to cancel, and we're left with 6x plus 3h. So you always know if you're doing these properly, these up here at the top, if you're doing them properly, by the time you're done, all the x's, all the h's should cancel, right? These h's out here should cancel. Well, all the x's. Well, that didn't make any sense. Here's what I'm trying to say. Let me say it again. If you're doing it correctly, when you get to this top right here, when you get to this point right here, every term without an h should cancel. So no h's, cancel, no h's, cancel, no h's, cancel, no h's, cancel. So the only thing left should be terms with h's, and then that h is going to factor out and cancel. Well, in question 10, it's the same operations, the same computations for a and b. We just have a little bigger function this time. I've got a quadratic trinomial. All right, so just a little bit more work to keep track of. So here's part A. I'm just going to rewrite the function to begin with. Now, what are we going to do? What do you do with f of x? Well, we have f of x, right? F of x just happens to be right here. All right, so I'm just going to rewrite that. It is x squared minus 5x minus 2, and then minus, there's the minus sign, that's the minus sign, f of a. Now, what does f do to a? So just go back up to f. That x has been replaced by a, so replace all the x's with an a. Now I want to capture all of it. There's more than one term, so capture all of it. Use parentheses. So now I get a squared minus 5a minus 2. All of that over x minus a. Now, let's get rid of this set of parentheses. Distribute that negative sign up. Okay, so x squared minus 5x minus 2 minus a squared plus 5a plus 2 all over x minus a. And now what? I've got, does anything cancel here? Oh, I see it. Minus 2 plus 2 will go out. That's all. So I'm going to be left with x squared minus 5x minus a squared plus 5a all over x minus a. But you know, I can do something with this. This thing right here, I can simplify that. Remember back a ways when we were factoring by grouping? I've got an expression here with an even number of terms, and if I group together the first two, there's an x common. If I group together the second two, there's an a common. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rewrite that just so we can see it clearly. It's going to be x squared minus 5x minus a squared plus 5a. Now, in these two terms, there's an x common. In these two terms, there's an a. But, you remember, the first term in the group is negative. So I'm going to take out a negative a. Right now, on the first two, if I take out the x, what's left is, there were two x's, right? Two x's. I removed one, so there's one left. And then, negative 5x, if I remove that x, it's a minus 5 that's left. But you know, I can do something with this. I can reduce this, I think. Look at the numerator. It's got 4 terms, an even number of terms. There's nothing in common, but you remember that a while ago we did factoring by grouping? I'll remind us. Here's what we have. We have x squared minus 5x minus a squared plus 5a. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I could group together the first two, and then the second two. But I'm going to do this because I know how these problems work. I'm going to group together the first and the third, the second and the fourth, right? Just group those together. Now, if I do that, what I get here in the first group, I get x squared minus a squared, and then I get minus 5x plus 5a. Now, the first two are going to factor like this. Difference of two squares. So I'm going to get x and x, a and a, one's plus, one's minus. Now, in this group of two here, there's a 5 common, and the first term in the group is negative. So I'm going to take out that negative 5. All right, take out the negative 5. And if I take out a negative 5, what am I left with? That x. And then what do you get here? Be careful. Positive 5 divided by negative 5 is negative 1, so I get minus a all over x minus a. Now, what's common here? X minus a. So I'm going to take out an x minus a, and then what's left? What's left is this x plus a and a minus 5. So I get x plus a and then a minus 5. All of this is over x minus a. Then the x minus a's cancel, and now I'm left with x plus a minus 5. That is a monster problem. Well, if we survived part A, let's try part B. All right, what do we do with this x plus h? Put it into f. So go over to f, right here, replace all the x's with x plus h. So I'll have x plus h squared minus 5 times x plus h, and then minus 2. It will look like this. X plus h squared minus 5 times x plus h minus 2, and then minus, there's the minus sign, f of x itself. Now here's f of x, right? F of x is this. F of x is this. So there's more than one term, so use parentheses to get all of it. X squared minus 5x minus 2 all over h. Now let's expand. Take this one. Square a binomial. Square the first. X squared. Multiply these two together and then double it. Multiply them together to get hx or xh. It doesn't matter. hx. Double it. You get 2 of those. Plus 2hx. And then square the last. Square the h, you get h squared. Now take that minus 5 through. Minus 5x minus 5h minus 2. Now take that minus sign through. Minus x squared plus 5x plus 2. All that over h. Now if I'm doing this right, everything on the top without an h should cancel. X squared minus x squared. See it? Now what about this? Negative 5x over here plus 5x. And then minus 2 plus 2. So what's left? Not much. 2hx plus h squared minus 5h. Be careful. I got that one, I got that one, and I got that one. All over h. Now, everything on the numerator has an h in it. Take it out. What's left? Factor out an h. Just remove an h. 2x plus h, right? There were 2 x's here, 2 h's here. I removed one, so there's only one left. Minus 5 all over h. Those h's cancel, and I'm left with 2x plus h minus 5. That's it. And that finishes up questions 9 and 10 on our homework set 26.